Sweden, it's I guess it's all over the world, but it's so much focus on the cities. They forget that it's in the countries outside the cities where the food is being produced and that people still live there. Everybody has to fight, and here in Fårö, it's a lot of...
they run their own businesses,
yeah.
Many small businesses. So
in the city people rely a lot on the state. Mm-hmm. Out here we have to make things on our own. But I think people around here are very supportive to each other. Every time you go out to your guests and serving a dish, it's a little bit of putting your heart on a plate. I think it's almost better that you see that the person reacts on what you serve than that they don't think anything at all. It's just eating and nothing more. If someone doesn't say anything about the food, that's
worse than than critique.
Yeah, I think so. We started, we were totally beginners, but we thought that we could give it a try, and so we did. But I think that if we look back and see what we did the first years, I think we have improved a lot. We feel a lot more safe and confident, yeah. And I think it's getting more and more fun as well.
I'm a baker from the beginning. I was going and studying bakery school in Gothenburg, and then Lisa, one of Fårö's most famous, she has a bakery here, and she called our school and asked if anyone want to come work for her because she needed cheap employees. I joined, and I worked for Lisa and Barbro for about 11 summers. And on the 10th summer I met this lovely woman, and then I stayed.
I did start 1 year chef education in Gothenburg. I had a practice at a really good restaurant. I got an employee at my dream job after only studying 6 months. So they said, quit school and we will teach you everything you have to need here. So I stayed there for almost 3 years before we came here. I think I have rosemary somewhere here. Actually now I'm just gonna have this for decoration. This is funny, I think we're making it a little bit more pretty because you're filming it on. I have always wanted to come back because I have lived the biggest part of my life here in Fårö, and I think I like almost everything with Fårö, and I think I have just been very lucky that I have met Kristoffer and that he wanted to come here with me.
I'm not a city person, maybe. Because first we lived in Gothenburg for a couple of years, but then we decided we wanted to move to the countryside, and this is the best countryside there is.
The nature is so different. You have the sand beaches, you have stone beaches, and you have big woods, and you have the open fields. It's
nice being so close to nature. Just walk out the door and 10 steps to
you see an eagle.
You're walking in a tree, yeah. You see an eagle. You don't meet a lot of people. I like people, but I also like to choose kind of who I meet, if you know what I mean. And the people here are nice. gonna bake pita breads, and have some, pulled pork, that kind of dish, but it's lamb from our farm.
Slow cooked meat,
slow-cooked,
and it's really tender,
ripped. And Hanna's made her own ketchup, and we made mayonnaise and stuff like that. So that's for dinner. We learn more and more about the Swedish nature and what we can forage here, and what we can eat from nature. So it's hard to imagine going to another kind of place and learning again. So
sometimes you can get jealous of countries that have, they have great vegetables during the whole year.
Yeah.
But I also know that when the winter's coming and we'll get Brussels sprouts, I have missed Brussels sprouts for the whole year. I miss asparagus when it comes in April. So I really like the seasons, because when you have everything all the time, it's not so interesting anymore. Maybe we should just say that we don't want to open a restaurant anywhere else. Because right now we're thinking about which direction we want to take this restaurant. We're only in the beginning. We have so much more to do. Well, it's about that we want the food to be non-toxic, and we also want it to be fresh. We can actually go out and pick the berries and the mushrooms and a lot of things in the nature. We present our restaurant like a sustainable restaurant.
Yeah.
We buy all our potatoes from a farmer here in Fårö, and they are not organical certified. But we still think that it's better to buy from this farmer here in Fårö than to buy it from someone who is organical certified on the mainland, because it's not only about taking care of the nature, it's also that we want not only the food to grow here, the people need to grow here as well, and we support the producers here. And it's also really, really nice that the producers, we know them, we can go home to them and we can see where the things grow, and you say I want a pumpkin that is this big, or I want a pumpkin that is this big,
and they ask us, do you want anything special, and then they try to grow it.
What do you want for next year?
Yeah.
So I think the producers, they also want to join, and that's so important, because if they don't produce their products, we don't have anything to cook. But it is different to work in a restaurant, because often people want to go out and eat in the evening. And the preschool doesn't have open in the evening. We try to, if we know that we have to work during the weekend, we have our children home a few days, like Tuesday or Friday, so that we can spend some time with them, and then we have to work during the weekend. So it's a bit of planning, but every family has to plan, so I don't think it's so big difference. But also in our little small family, with our 2 children, it's very important that we sit down and eat everybody together. And even though our children are small, they have thoughts that they want to talk about, and they also are interested in the food, and they ask what is this, and what will we eat tomorrow, and so on. Because when I grew up, that was like when we were sitting down and eating something really delicious, my mom always got the question, what are we going to eat tomorrow? She always thought that was really funny, because we were eating something really good, but we were already thinking about, will we have something this good tomorrow as well? And I think it's really funny when we have people staying here for a couple of days, when they ask the same questions, what are we going to have tomorrow? Then I feel like we have succeeded to bring some of the traditions that we have from our home and offer that to them. it's quite different when you cook at home. Often when you're home, you go fast and you want to have time to play with the kids. At home, I think we cook even more vegetarian food because that's what we like.
And we also eat a lot of leftovers from the restaurant.
Yeah.
We do that a lot. It happens every now and then.
We don't want to throw away food,
No,
so we take care of the
principle, never to throw it away.
Yeah.
We give it a try first, and then we invite Hanna's family and her brothers, and then they're eaters. Oh, thank you. We are very economical in our way of thinking, you know, and living maybe.
We do want to have a restaurant that has both. It has to be economical, successful, but also that people like it.
Yeah, and also something you can stand for. You can open a fast food restaurant. You know, you can just prangle out cheap food and meat from animals that have lived shitty lives and make a lot of money. But you have to be able to stand up for what you do.
Yeah,
I think
that's a really big point to cook what you would like to eat yourself. And I think also to keep being curious and never quit learning. And I think it's a bad thing to just be like, I am the one who has the best recipe for this.
So, as you can see, it's not the most beautiful food I've made, but it's really tasty. It's real comfort food with a beer.
Vad säger det lammet, är det? Oj! Aj! Vad är det som är aj? Aj, aj. Var det aj, aj? Even if we're not in the kitchen working together, we're always working together. It's us. We really like to be with each other, and it's just nice to be here at work, and when we're home, we're together. It's just great to be with the family.
Yeah, the kids and each other. So
Yeah.
At least I value you.
You're my family.
We value each other and our children.
I think we said when we started this that we never wanted the business to go before the family, and it has done many times.
Yes, it has.
But I think that as long as we have that in our mind, that now it has been too much work, that when we are free, we are really free. We do something with the kids. Fårö has very much to give, and the dream would be like people coming to Fårö not only to see the beautiful nature but also eat the nature here at our restaurant. That would be so cool. To come to Fårö in the wintertime and also have a taste of how Fårö tastes in wintertime, and when they arrive in the spring, how does Fårö taste in the springtime.